Imagine getting into your car, you turn the key, the engine comes to life, everything feels perfect. But the moment you drive away, the moment those wheels touch the pavement and the odometer advances, you've lost $1,000. Not from fuel consumption, not from maintenance or wear, just from moving, just from the act of driving, just from using the car for its intended purpose. Today, we're talking about luxury cars that lose massive value every single time they're driven. We're exploring the mathematics of depreciation at the highest level of automotive exclusivity. And the shocking part? The owners of these cars know exactly what's happening. They understand the financial reality. They comprehend the math. And they drive them anyway. Most people think depreciation is a slow process. They buy a car and gradually lose value over years. It's predictable, it's manageable, it's something you accept as the cost of ownership. But for high-end luxury cars, depreciation isn't slow. It's instant, it's immediate. It happens the second you drive off the lot. Mileage matters, condition matters tremendously, but above all else, usage matters. The more you drive the car, the less exclusive it becomes. And exclusivity is where the money lives in the ultra-luxury market. A car with 0 miles is a car with infinite potential. A car with 500 miles has already started down the path of becoming ordinary. A car with 5,000 miles is simply a used vehicle, regardless of how carefully it was driven. In normal cars, in everyday vehicles, mileage is just a number, it's a metric. You buy a used Honda with 80,000 miles and nobody thinks twice. You buy a used truck with 120,000 miles and you negotiate slightly lower. The mileage is factored into the price. It's expected. It's normal. In luxury cars, especially ultra-luxury and limited production vehicles, mileage is a different currency entirely. It's not just wear and tear, it's exclusivity deterioration. A few hundred miles on a supercar, that's acceptable. That's delivery mileage. That's the new owner getting comfortable with the vehicle. A few thousand miles, now people start getting suspicious. Why is this car being driven? Was it abused? Was it tracked? What's wrong with just keeping it safe in a garage? 5,000 miles? Now potential buyers hesitate. They ask questions. They wonder if the car was damaged somehow. They become uncertain about future value. At this level of ownership, driving doesn't add memories in the way normal people think about memories. It doesn't create experiences to treasure. It subtracts money. Every mile is a calculation. Every drive is a financial transaction. Every journey reduces the car's value. And that's a fundamentally different relationship with a vehicle than most people experience. Supercars are perhaps the worst offenders in this depreciation trap. They're engineered to be driven. They're built with performance that demands to be experienced. The entire design philosophy is about motion and speed and the pure experience of acceleration. Yet they're priced in a way that assumes they'll be preserved, they'll be protected, they'll be carefully stored and rarely used. It's a contradiction built into the very nature of supercars. Every mile driven lowers resale value. Every mile driven narrows the pool of future buyers. Every mile driven signals wear, even if nothing is actually worn. Even if the car is mechanically perfect. Even if the driver was incredibly careful. Some supercars lose $500 to $1,500 per mile depending on rarity and market conditions. Ironically, the better the car looks, the worse the financial loss feels. A pristine supercar becomes a prisoner of its own beauty. Driving it degrades not just the vehicle, but the investment. Limited production luxury cars are financial landmines for owners who actually want to use them. These cars are purchased primarily for scarcity. They're bought because only a few hundred or a few dozen exist in the world. They're investments based on rarity. But the moment the car is driven, everything changes. The delivery mileage status is gone forever. Collector value drops immediately. Auction house interest fades. A car that could have appreciated in value over time now starts bleeding. Value the moment the owner takes it out of the garage. This is the cruel mathematics of ultra-luxury. Owners don't talk about this often because it turns a dream purchase into a spreadsheet problem. It turns something beautiful into something calculated and cold. Here's where the story gets interesting, though. Here's the twist that separates the ultra-wealthy from everyone else. Some owners don't care. They don't care about the depreciation. They don't care about the $1,000 per drive calculation. Because for them, the loss is insignificant. It's background noise. It's a rounding error in their net worth. The experience matters more than the investment. It's background noise. It's a rounding error in their net worth. The car was never meant to be a financial asset. It was meant to be driven and enjoyed and lived with. To these owners, $1,000 per drive is simply the price of enjoyment. That's the cost of having the moment. That's what you pay for the experience. That mindset is extraordinarily rare, and it's also extraordinarily expensive. Driving doesn't just add miles to the odometer, though. It adds complications. It triggers service intervals. It creates opportunities for wear on rare parts that might be difficult to replace. It introduces risk. Once maintenance records start showing frequent use, future buyers make assumptions. They assume the car was stressed. They assume it was driven hard. They assume something is wrong even if the car is mechanically perfect. Perception alone can erase hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. Luxury car resale is fundamentally emotional, not logical. A buyer looks at service records showing frequent use and they feel uncertain. They feel like something is off. They wonder why the car was driven so much. Was it abused? The logic doesn't matter. The emotion is what controls the valuation. Many luxury cars become prisoners of their own value. Owners face a brutal choice. Drive the car and lose substantial money on every journey. Store it safely and preserve the value but sacrifice the experience of ownership. Some cars are driven once per year, maybe on an anniversary, maybe for a special occasion. Others are never driven at all. They're purchased, they're delivered, they're stored. They exist to be owned, not enjoyed. And that's one of the strangest and most contradictory truths in the world of ultra-luxury. You spend millions of dollars to acquire something that you're terrified to actually use. For ultra-high net worth owners, for billionaires and multi-billionaires, $1,000 per drive is background noise. It's not even noticeable. The real loss would be missing the moment. The real loss would be owning something untouched. The real loss would be letting fear control enjoyment. At that level of wealth, money becomes abstract. The numbers become incomprehensibly large. What matters is experience. Experience becomes the actual currency. A moment of pure driving pleasure is worth more than the $1,000 lost. This is the mindset that separates those who can truly afford ultra-luxury from those who merely have a lot of money. The hardest truth about the most expensive luxury cars is that they're not meant to be driven hard. They're not meant to be used regularly. They're not meant to be treated like transportation. They're meant to be understood. They're meant to be appreciated. They're meant to be owned with full awareness of the responsibility. Owning one isn't about transportation or even performance. It's about deciding what matters more to you. Is it value preservation? Is it financial return? Or is it living? Is it experience? Is it the pure joy of being inside something extraordinary? So yes, some luxury cars lose $1,000 every time you drive them. Some lose even more. But for the people who own them, especially those at the absolute highest level of wealth, that loss is intentional. It's a conscious choice. It's a statement about priorities. Because at the highest level of luxury, money is replaceable. You can always make more. You can always earn it back. But moments are not. Moments are fleeting. Once they're gone forever. And that's something no amount of money can bring back.